With Season 8 of The Flash coming to the small screens on November 16, 2021, more and more news are released in the public. And today we're gonna talk about Zoom, probably one of the scariest villains the show has ever seen. And that was way back in the second season of the series when he first came up. And with the recent news, there's a high chance that we might see him again, in one form or another. Armageddon event. One of the biggest news we got from the CW and the writers of the series is that we are getting the infamous Armageddon event, which according to many will be the biggest Arrowverse crossover and team-up of all time. It should even top out the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was also a very big event in all of DC. That crossover had massive storytelling accomplishments, and the various Arrowverse showrunners have already said that the next crossover will be small, but this statement was quickly dismissed as we got the news about the Armageddon crossover event. The event will be the one with which the 8th season will start, and it'll be featured in a 5-part episode event assembling Justice League-sized assortment of heroes from DC shows of the present and the past. However, the villains are also there. Simply put, the first few episodes of The Flash Season 8 will be the most emotional ones ever. Some truly epic moments and huge surprises, with all of them being on a much bigger and bolder scale than anything we've seen so far on the show. So yes, Armageddon will not be just another graphic novel storytelling, it's gonna be a true event for The Flash and Arrowverse fans, old and new. And we can't just talk all about the event and not the members of the two teams, right? Here's everything we know about the teams, heroes and villains alike, who will all participate in probably the biggest crossover in the entirety of the DC universe.
Did you get it?
Heroes. In addition to the regulars of Team Flash, they will get some much-needed help from Batwoman, portrayed by Javicia Leslie, making her first appearance in Central City. Next up, we're gonna get the long-awaited return of Brandon Routh as the Atom, coming back to the small screens after his emotional departure from DC's Legends of Tomorrow in 2020. Cress Williams will return as Black Lightning, now that his show has finished its run. And with Supergirl finishing things up later this year, we're gonna see Kyler Lay dropping off to Central City from National City as Sentinel, while Kat McNamara making her first appearance since Arrow as Green Arrow completing the roster. However, the new kid on the block, or in his new form, is Osric Cow as Ryan Choi making a new debut on the scene. First time since his appearance in Crisis on Infinite Earths. And with this in mind, the roster all known, we're posed with one question in mind: whether the CW will follow the comics, and us finally seeing Routh's Ray Palmer officially passing on the mantle of Atom to Ryan in these turbulent episodes. Guess we'll have to wait and see for ourselves, as no details have been shared to the public about this sort of a twist.
We have only located 4 of the 7 paragons needed to save the multiverse.
We could find the last 3 if...
Villains. Next up, we have the villains, and we're introducing to you 2 of the most powerful villains as of right now in the series. The 2 who you hate to love, Eobard Thawne, aka the Reverse Flash, making his return with Tom Cavanagh, coming back again after his announcement of him leaving the show after Season 7. He just can't stay away, can he? And following him, we have Neil McDonough's Damien Darhk, who first appeared in the 4th season of Arrow, the main antagonist at the time, coming back again to terrorize the heroes who'll desperately try to save the universe one more time. One of the recent announcements from the CW came that Tony Curran has been added to the cast, and he'll be portraying the role of none other than Despero, an alien, a monstrous tyrant that has faced off against the Justice League several times and has various powers that are granted to him by a third eye on his forehead. As it stands right now, he'll be the main villain of the season, whose sole purpose for coming on Earth is to conquer it and become its leader, just like the status he holds on his home planet, Kalanor, which he's the dictator of everyone on it. Oh, and one more thing. He was close to achieving this several times throughout history, but was always stopped by the Justice League and some of their friends. One new tease came from Teddy Sears himself, and we're here to dive deeper into it. So don't go anywhere, as we're going to explain what this is all about.
Heroes die.
Only if you can catch them.
Zoom's return. So starting off with what we have on our hands, and that is the big tease we got from Teddy Sears himself, the actor behind Hunter Zolomon, aka Zoom in the Flash series, and Zoom returning teaser. On August 10th, 2021, Teddy posted on Instagram a picture of him in the Zoom mask, and this picture is from Season 5, so it's nothing new. But the interesting thing is the caption of the post saying cross-eyed and back in the chair for the 100th episode. Anyone want to see Zoom one last time in Season 8? Would be great fun. Now this could just be Teddy Sears saying it due to his huge passion for the character he's expressed many times over, but it could also be him hinting at his Season 8 return. We still don't know for sure. One thing we do know for sure is that he wants to return. There's no way he would just post this for the sake of it. Thus, the only question is whether he was asked by Eric Wallace to return as Zoom or if he wants to be. This theory became more relevant, Zoom returning and all, becoming more relevant as Eric Wallace, in an interview during Season 7 of the series, he said that one thing he wants to do before the series ends is bring Zoom back, even if that means for a few episodes, some kind of an interlude, but at that point, as he said it, he hasn't figured out how to bring him back, so maybe he has an idea or two by now, who knows. One of the ways we think that he could return as Zoom, Hunter Zolomon, and not Black Flash is through the third season storyline where he was killed by Killer Frost, reclaimed by the Speed Force, and us to see him chasing the Flash in it, only for Barry to be pulled out by the time wraiths. Whatever the case might be, it'll be interesting how he can be part of the 8th season and how he will be able to work in the midst of things. However, why would Zoom even return?
Defeat me with this.
Why return? If his return in post-season 2, after him being killed off by Killer Frost and brought in by the Speed Force when he became the Black Flash as a penance for him altering the timeline, after which he became an agent for the Speed Force, tracking all of the speedsters who are messing up with the timeline just like he did. However, we saw him already messing up with Team Flash, so we think he's not going to bother them. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but hear us out. He's an agent for the Speed Force and the one who's supposed to stop anyone who messes up with the timeline. However, not only Speedster can meddle with it, if you paid attention, we've already mentioned both Damien Darhk and Mia Queen, two of who are time travelers. What's that all about? Well, this would serve as the perfect way to bring Zoom or Black Flash serving the Speed Force while also answering the question of why he's returning, his mission during the 8th season of The Flash. Thus, marking his return in both his versions, Zoom as part of an interlude of sorts, which would be epic if it happens, and as the Black Flash chasing after two time travelers who have been messing up with the timeline.
Run, Barry. Run.
On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what do you think about Zoom and his return to the CW's The Flash? What are your expectations about it while we're at that too? And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.